Hello. Hi everyone. I'm Ria. Since the usual TA was not available, that's why today I had to take the class. So so I'm Ria. I'm from Delhi Technological University, and I'm a former intern at Microsoft. That's pretty much about myself. So I guess let's start with the today's class. Could you guys please let me know if my screen is visible to you all or not? Great. All right. So we'll start with a very basic, for today, we have a loops topic. So let me just read the problem and how I'm going to proceed is I'll read the problem and explain it to you guys, then we'll try to code it. Okay. So please just let me know, do you guys know anything about loops or not? Has that been covered in your theory class? Okay. So probably so let's do one thing. If loops have, you guys have not studied loops, so let's take these conditional and input output problems only. I'll take the conditional one. All right. Let's start with the big light problem. Just give me a minute, guys. Let's wait for 1 or 2 more minutes so that others are also joining. Otherwise, I'll start the class. Do you want me to explain number of days once again? Like I'm starting with big light. All right, all right. Just give me a couple of minutes and then we'll start.
So you get a little bit of ambient lighting here. Now the CPU model
Hello. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, what's the problem saying that Jian and Sunyu they want their heights to be equal? Zoom out the. Okay, just a second. Let me do that. Where's the option? Uh, is my voice clear to all of you? All right. All right. Okay. So see. Okay, Abhi, I'm just explaining you the question. So just yeah. So see, what's the problem saying that there are two characters, Jian and Sunyo, and they want their heights to be equal. So they asked Doraemon's help. Doraemon gave them a big light to both of them. Now, both the big lights is actually having a different speed of magnifying. Let us assume that the big light given to Jian can increase the height of a person by V1 meter per second, and that of Sunyo's big light is V2 meter per second. At the end of each second, Doraemon check if their height are equal or not. So given the initial height of Jian and Sunyo, your task is to check whether the height of Jian and Sunyo will become at some point or not. So what is the input? Like whenever you solve a problem, first of all, you should read the problem thoroughly. Try to understand what inputs are given to you. Okay. So our task, what is our aim? Our aim for this problem is that we need to determine whether this Jian and Sunyo could have same height or not. Okay, so there's some initial height. Let's say HG is the height of Jian and HS is the height of Sunyo. And we need to tell that after a certain time period, after they are using their own big lights, is there any possibility that their height could become equal or not? Okay, what is the input given to us? It is saying that we are given only four spaced integers, h1, h2, v1 and v2. H1 is the height of Jian, h2 is height of Sunyo, v1 is the speed of Jian's big light, and v2 is speed of Sunyo's big light. So we need to just return a boolean, like it's a true, we are true or false. Okay, so let's take this example first of all, and then like I'll explain you the problem. uh, is my voice breaking up for everyone? Everyone, please write in the chat box. It's fine. Aditya, could you please check your internet connection? It might be issue from your end. All right. Thank you, guys. Yeah. So this is what is the height of Jian? It is 4. Kindly mute yourself, whosoever has unmuted them. Thank you. Okay. So height of Sunyo is 2. Like now the speed of magnifying speed of Jian is 2 and magnifying speed of Sunyo is 4. All right, so now we need to see, yeah. So if this is the speed, let me just first draw a timeline, okay? So let's say it's like first second, it's initial, then first second, then second unit of time, then third unit of time, fourth unit of time, fifth, and so on. Like I have just taken 5 seconds. Yeah, they'll kindly like try to rejoin and like let me know if you're still facing the problem. I'll explain the concept again. So see guys, what is happening? Like it's a very basic formula kind of a thing. Yes, sure, I'll do that. Anyone, if like you could share the Zoom link with him, like meanwhile I'm explaining. So guys, like you know what is the formula of velocity? It's velocity equals to distance upon time, right? Like I guess everyone must be knowing this formula. If you don't know this, I'm telling you, velocity is equal to distance upon time. Now here what we are given velocity, and we can also calculate, like we are actually taking some time units. I'm taking 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this, so on. So we have to check that every time what will be my this height. So my height is actually, distance is a hair height. Every t unit of time, my height for Jian will be new height will be actually uh yeah. So the new height for Jian will be actually his original height plus what will be the increment in 1 unit of time. That will be, or t unit of time, it will be v into t. Is this formula clear to all of you? Any doubt in this? Like see, you are given the velocity, like the actually what you are given is that with which velocity your height is getting magnified. Yeah, right, physics. So what you have to do is, here you know that at, like let's say I'm saying at 1 unit of time, how much height of Jian will increase? It will be actually equal to velocity of the big light of Jian multiplied by 1. This is the amount of height that will get increased. But you have to keep this thing in your mind that Jian was actually having one original height as well, right? So you have to add this part also to it. So every time so at any point of time, height of Jian will be equal to original height plus V into T. VG, like velocity of the big light of Jian into T. Is this part clear to you? All of you, any doubt in this? All right, that's great. Now, similarly, if I'm talking about Sunio, same thing will happen. Guys, and like I'm again repeating, do not hesitate. If you have any doubt, it could be the silliest doubt ever. Just don't bother about it. Like you can just ask me any doubt you have, all right? So for similarly for Sunio, I'm just writing out the formula. It will be height of Sunio, original height of Sunyo, plus whatever is the velocity of big light of Sunyo into t. Any time, like I'm taking same time period, because like for comparison, what I'll do, I'll check that after 1 unit of time, what is the height of Jian and what is the height of Sunyo. Similarly for 2, 3, 4, 5. So here I'm taking it a variable t. Now, think about it. If we want that dg should be equal to ds, time period is like, currently it's variable. We don't know. We need to check that is there any time period existing where both of them will have. I don't. We don't need any drawing representation for this. Like, is the logic not clear to you? All right, I'll repeat. See, Jian was having, like, let's say Jian is having height 4. Okay, it is given to us, and height of Sunyo is 2. What will be the height of both of them after 1 unit period, time of period? So when I'm taking time equals to 1 second, at that point of time, you know that, this formula, velocity equals to distance upon time. Is this part clear to you? Akhetro and like Jivan, like, all right, all right. So we can't directly use this format. This will only tell me ki 1 minute mein what is the increment in the height. I'll just get to know what is the increment in the height in just 1 second. So 1 second ka, how are we going to calculate? It will be velocity of Jian into 1 will be the increment. will be the increment in Jian's height. Increment in Jian's height. All right. So VG is given to us. It is given 2. So at time period 1, value or the increment in Jian's height is of 2 units, right? So now his total height becomes original height, like new height. I'm denoting it by HG dash. HG dash will be equal to HG, like the original height that we are having, plus IG. Is this clear to you? Any doubt here? Anyone? All right. So original height is 4 and we'll do 2 right. So it will become 6. Similarly, I'll do for Sunyu. For Sunyu, the increment in height, like now I'm doing it directly, it will become 2 into 1, right? Sorry, 4 into 1. VS is given to us 4. So it will be 4 into 1, right? So the value will become 4. Now your IS, like increment in Sunyu's height. So now the new height for Sunyu will become similarly like the original height of Sunyu plus increment in Sunyu's height. And we get 6. So here you could see at time period 1 unit of time, we got the same answer. But what if so like, is this part clear to you? Let's say if I would have given you some other value, like let's say Jian was of height 8. In that scenario, what will happen? This will get changed to 8 and this will become 10. Again, we'll do the same process. Yeah, again, we'll do the same process. Now, instead of doing it again, like by 1 unit, what you could do is, here I could change the value like at time period 2. If I want to calculate the total, what I could do is I could change it by 2. Answer that I'll get is 2 into 2, which is 4. So this will become 4. I'm adding 4 to it. This will become 12. Similarly, let's check for this part. It will become 8. I'm adding 8 over here, and this will become 12. So here you could see, sorry, if I would have taken like the height of Jian as 8 and height of Sunyo as 2, so it will take me 2 unit time period. Now we need not to calculate the time period in this question. So now let me generalize it, that a generalized formula that we have is original height of a Jian at any point of time, the new height of Jian will be original height of Jian plus Vg into T. Is this clear to you all now? Does this formula make sense to you? Everyone? Got it. All right. So Adil, okay, like I'll repeat it fastly. See, what we are doing is, you know, the formula that velocity is equal to distance upon time. So with this formula, at any time period, what you will get is, you will get what will be the increment of Jian's or Sunyo's height. So let's say when I'm talking about Jian, original height is given to me. So if I want to check that what will be the increment in Jian's height. Oh, okay. I'll explain in Hindi. तो देखो, तुम्हारा ओरिजिनल हाइट 8 था. अब क्या होगा, 2 सेकेंड्स के बाद तुम अगर चेक करना चाहते हो कि अब जियान का अपना हाइट क्या होगा, तो अगर तुम्हें ये चीज चेक करनी है तो हम सिंपली ये फॉर्मूला यूज करेंगे कि वेलोसिटी ऑफ द बिग लाइट ऑफ जियान इंटू 2 कर दो, इक्वल्स टू इंक्रीमेंट पता लग जाएगा. बट अभी तो हमें इंक्रीमेंट ही पता लगा ना, जियान की अपनी भी तो कुछ ओरिजिनल हाइट थी. तो हम क्या करेंगे 8+4 कर देंगे और 12 हमें मिल जाएगा। तो ये इसलिए हम ये फॉर्मूला यूज कर रहे हैं कि ओरिजिनल हाइट ऑफ जियान प्लस इंक्रीमेंट कितना हो रहा है टाइम पीरियड पे, वो हमें पता लग रहा है वेलोसिटी ऑफ द बिग लाइट ऑफ जियान इनटू टी। आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग इट टू आदिल. I'll switch back to English. Okay. Adil, is it clear to you now? Similarly, I have done the same thing for Suryo. Now we have two formulas. अब अपना करना, what our condition is saying is that we want dg equals to ds. This is what we want. So let's just assume that, let's try equating it. And what if I say that if I'm equating it, I'm getting a value for a time period, like I get an integral value for time period, then my answer will be true. What I mean is that let's say if I'm equating it, so what I get is hg plus vt, vg of t is equal to height of Sunyo plus vs by t, right? So now it will become height of Jian minus height of Sunyo divided by velocity of the big light of Sunyo minus velocity of big light of Jian equals to t. Is this part making sense to you all? Now again one problem comes, how will we check? Like what you could do, you must be knowing that in computer what happened, like if I'll divide 4 by 2, all right, so I'll get answer 2. And if I'll divide 5 by 2, even then I'll get answer 2. No, I'll get answer 2. We are using integer over here. For integer, in computer what happens, we are having several data types, right? You must have studied about int, long int, and yeah, see, there are int, then you have character. Let me type it here. Yeah, so we have int, we have character, we have strings, and we have long, we have float, we have double. You must be knowing about all the data types. So I know what to use. So see, now here what we're using is, we are using only integers, okay? We are using integers. So in integer what happens? 5 is an integer. 2 is also an integer. So 5 divided by 2 will give us 2. Like in our system, what happens is that whenever we are dividing it will not show us the decimal part because it is not having the capacity to store it. Now integer, like it actually doesn't store anything after. Like what is the classic definition of integer? Like if you'll go back to your school days, what was the classic definition of integers? Even in maths it used to happen. Okay, so integers, like they are actually whole numbers, negative and positive one. No, we are not trying, we'll not go with that approach. So what I'm thinking is, what we could do is right, and yeah, so here we in this scenario our test case will fail, our logic will fail. So what we could see, what we could check is that let's calculate the difference between the height of Jian and Sunyo, and let's calculate the difference in the height of a difference between the velocity of Sunyo and Jian, and check if this denominator is like this numerator is divisible by denominator or not. Like am I getting remainder 0 when I'm dividing? Like let me call this part as A for now and this part as B for now. All right, so tell me, does it make sense that when I'm saying that if A modulo B, modulo actually returns the remainder. Okay, so if A modulo B is equal to 0, means if A is completely divisible by B, it means we are actually getting certain integral value for our time. It means at certain point of period, that is at certain t time unit, we are getting height of Jian and Sunyu to be same. Is it clear to all of you? Is that making sense? Any doubt? Otherwise, if you want to go with the floor method, whosoever know it, you could also check that math.floor, whatever, like no, but okay, yeah, Umair, I wanted to clarify that part. With the function that you are trying to use, you will get answer. Um, you will get your answer, but currently, what we are trying to see is that whether it's a float or it is having a decimal point or not. Okay, so very simple thing to do is actually we just want to check whether the number is completely divisible or not. So I'll just check that if A is completely divisible by B, or B is a factor of kya, right? If B is a factor of A, it means we are getting an answer. Otherwise, we'll return false. Is it clear to you now? All right. Guys, I have to switch to another Wi-Fi. Just give me a second. I'll stop sharing my screen. Just give me a minute. Meanwhile, please just try to do dry run the logic that I told you guys. And if you're having any problem, please write in the chat box. Yeah, all right. So anyone, any doubt? Oh, where did my screen go? All right, so let's start writing the code. By the way, guys, like what topics have been covered as of now with you all? Could you please let me know that?
Only data types, huh?
Only data types. Okay.
Yes. What is the data types? Number.
Okay. So first of all, we'll make the class for this. Okay. So first of all, we'll take the input. So int h1 equals to We are taking this integral value. Similarly, I'll do for height 2. Okay, let me name it as height of Jian, height of Sunyo, and we are taking the input and then velocity for the big light of Jian. Because if you'll take float, then like you'll get 2.5 as your answer. Yeah, I know that. Like that was a typo error. So you could get answers in decimal, but then you have to check that whether you got a decimal answer or not. What our logic is saying is we just need to check that whether the difference of distance of the height of these Jian and Sunyo is divisible by the difference we have in the in velocities of Sunyo and Jian. If that is the case, it means we are having some time period existing where at what like at actually that tth point of time height will become same. Are you getting the logic, Aditya? Like why I didn't go for the float value? Yes, same time. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let me write the code and I'll try run it for you guys. Even then, if you're not able to understand, I'll explain it to you guys again. After taking the input, we'll just check that if okay, let me make one more variable. Let's say int a equals to what did we actually found? What we were checking, difference between hg and hs. Okay, so we'll calculate hg minus hs and value of b will be, see, just notice this, it is vs minus vg. So just make sure you are not messing with this thing up. And then you'll check that if a modulo b equal to 0. Everyone know what modulo do? Modulo actually returns the remainder, right? So otherwise, so if this is the case, what we will do is what happened? Okay, let us check. Let's try running it. 4 3 1 4. So it is 1 and okay. One test case is not working. Which one is the failing test case? Okay. How are the other test cases looking like? Okay. Okay, when you are having 10,000 as your answer, and what is the okay? So one thing that you need to also take care of is you need to check the constraints also over here. So for 10,000, it should work. Let me just check. 4. Is anyone trying to say something? Thanks a lot, Prashant. All right. Okay. Yeah. So we need to check if the velocities are equal, then like B will become 0. So in that case also, we need to check, and B is not equal to 0. Okay, because of the velocity, and like we could actually make a separate case for this. Like if B is equal to 0, then and A is equal to 0, in that case it should return true, otherwise you'll return false. So what you'll do is, if that is the case, you'll print true, and make a else block, and in this we'll have these two conditions. Yeah, see, what is happening over here is, where did my whiteboard go? Yeah. See, let's say if I'm giving you like height of Jian is 4, height of Sunyo is, for suppose, let's say 8, and I'm saying that it is incrementing by 2 units only. Okay, so in this scenario, what will happen? That every time what will happen, there will be an increment of 2 only, whether in the heights of both Jian and Sunyu. So there's no possibility that both of them could have the same height. If initially, let's say if height of Jian is also 8 and Sunyo's height is also 8, in that case, if both the velocities are same, it will work. Otherwise, it will not. So this is what we are trying to do, that if B is equal to 0, and otherwise if okay, yeah, just wanted to clear this part also. If B is equal to 0, we need to check that if A is equal to 0, print this, otherwise print false. Okay. Now it is passing. Talking about the for loop part, so since you guys have not done the looping part, that's why I was avoiding it. Otherwise, another alternative to this problem is, what you could do is you could simply run a for loop, like for int I equals to 0, since the constraint given to you is, see, sorry, the constraint given to you for the height is 10,000 only. So maximum height that could be achieved is like 10,000. So you'll go from that part and you'll do I plus plus. Take care. So for that time period only, this is for the time period part, and you keep on checking, like new height for Jian will be actually original height plus velocity of the big light into I. It is the same formula that we were using. Similarly, new height of Sunyo will be height of Sunyo, original height of Sunyo plus velocity of the big light into I. You will check if at any point of time Ng equals to Ns. In that case, see, what you'll do is, before that, you'll also make a flag, like let's say a variable flag, which is having a value 0 initial. If ng is equal to ns, I'll update the value of flag equals to 1, which means that I got my answer. There's a time period where like everything is matching, and like in the height of Jian and Surya is matching. Now, since I got my answer, I need not to proceed or iterate the entire for loop. So I'll come out of the loop, and otherwise I'll just keep on iterating. I'll keep on incrementing the time period and checking is it possible to get the same height or not. And after the running the for loop, you'll check that if the value of your flag is still 0, it means you didn't got your answer. In that case, what you'll print, you are going to print yeah. So in this case, you'll print false, otherwise you'll print true. Is this clear to you all? So that we could proceed to next problem. If you want to do with the for loop part, then also it's fine. Okay, so are you guys done with the time complexity thing? Like, okay, let me just tell you in a very naive or a layman language, when you are saying which one is the an efficient approach. So like here, like let's assume the worst case scenario. Let's say if ng and ns are not possible, like it's not possible to like make Jian's and Sonio height equal. In that case, what you'll iterate 10,000 times. You start from 1, you'll reach 10,000, and you will realize that the flag value is 0 only. So in that case, how many times you actually like traversed your loop? It is 10,000 times. So the time complexity will also be 10,000. Whereas in case of this part, what you are doing is you are simply, it's an O of 1. Like only one time period is required because you are just using if else cases. What you're doing, you are calculating value A, you are calculating B. It's O of 1. It's in constant space. It is more efficient and accurate. And here you are just checking if B, sorry. Yeah. So in this case scenario, just like in the worst case also, it will be O of 1 only, because you are just calculating the value of A and B, and you are just checking whether they are divisible with each other or no. Just ignore O and all. Okay. So like some of you was like, I guess someone was saying there's some confusion. Ishwa, like what am I supposed to explain? This one, let's say we are having 4244. So here you could see, like if I would have used this for loop approach, na, in that case, I did submit the code also, dear. It's running. What is the confusion? It will become very confusing for others because you have not studied well about loops. Output, yeah. So output will be C. Yeah. Then why we don't put any alphabet in the last of short? I couldn't get your point. Like alphabet, what is the relation between log and alphabet? क्या समझाना यार, एक बार मेरे को क्वेश्चन ही समझ नहीं आया. कोड, अच्छा पूरा कोड ये वाला या फॉर लूप वाला? NK83 यार एक बार बता दो जल्दी से, otherwise I'll move to the next problem. If else वाला, okay, got it. See, what we are doing is अपना let me try run it for you. हमें इनपुट क्या दिया हुआ है, 424, yeah, it's 4224. okay, so अब यहाँ पे तुम देखोगे लॉजिक क्लियर है. NK83 is logic clear to you? Code mein what we are doing is we are calculating what is the difference between the height of Sonio and Jian. So value of 8 is actually nothing but 4 minus 2, which is 4, and value of B is nothing but 4 minus 2 only, which is 2. Okay, I'm sorry, it's 2. And now here you could see that B is a factor of A. And if I want to check this, how will I do? So first of all, I'm checking that is the value of B equals to 0. Because as we already discussed that if the velocities are same, in that scenario, the original heights are also supposed to be same. Otherwise, it's not possible to achieve the same height in future. So I'll check that, okay, if the difference between the velocity is 0, means if both the velocities are equal, I'll check that if original heights are also equal. If that is the case, we'll actually print true, otherwise we'll print false. Now, if this condition is not true, like in this scenario, the value of B is 2. So we'll go to our else loop. In else loop, we will check that is B factor of A or not. And for that, we have to check A modulo B equal to 0. If that is the case, it means we should return true, otherwise we will return false. Is it clear to you now? How to, we don't need to do this now. Actually, we generated a formula mathematically. Here you see, we were equal. किसने पूछा था ये डाउट? शार्म, कुणाल. Kunal, is it clear to you? Like we generated this formula and we were assuming that if we want the heights to be same, we'll equate it. We equated it HC plus VGT equals to HS plus VST. Now we got this equation. So we need not to increment it every time. That's just completely wastage of time and memory. Is it clear now? Can I move to the next problem? Cool. Let's do the Fahrenheit and Celsius one. Guys, if you don't mind, can I stretch the class till 11:10 or 11:15 if you want? Because like we started class at 10:10. All right, thank you guys. Okay. So okay, so what the problem is saying is that you are given a temperature in Fahrenheit. Your task is to convert it into Celsius. So that's also a pretty mathematics question. There's a formula for converting, or for actually converting Fahrenheit. Yeah, I'll increase the font. Don't worry. There's a formula for converting Fahrenheit temperature into Celsius, which is given over here. So what is the input? So your what should be your strategy while solving the problem? Read the problem, go to input, check the constraints and check what you have to return. So we'll check the input. User is saying that, okay, so we are given an input F, which is nothing but your temperature in Fahrenheit. You could see the constraints. It is very low. It's like from -1000 to +1000. And they are saying that F minus 32 will be surely a multiple of N of 9. It means we are not going to get a, like now this is the indication and very important part. F minus 32. Here you could see temperature F minus 32 is a multiple of 9. It means your Celsius will always be an integral value. Are you getting this? Like, see, Celsius equals to Fahrenheit minus 32. I guess there's some issue. Okay, meanwhile, it's loading. Like, is this clear to you guys that Fahrenheit minus 32, if it is a multiple of 9, so, and you know, in the denominator, you are having 9, so it will cancel it and you will have an integral value or integral answer. Anyone having any doubt in this, please let me know, because this is the only tricky part in this question. Is that clear? Any doubt, guys? Yeah, it's 32 and it's actually 5 by 9. So if they're saying that, oh God, let it do its thing for 26 seconds. So I'm directly jumping to the code part because there's no more logic. So we have to just return an integer that is containing temperature converted to Celsius. So we'll do, first of all, we'll do scanner. After that, we'll take the input. So in your temperature in Fahrenheit, it is actually SC dot. Now you have to calculate your answers. So in Celsius, okay, it will be equal to it will be actually equal to the formula that is given to you, Fahrenheit minus 32 into 5 divided by 9. And what you have to do is now at end, we will just print Celsius. Any confusion, anyone in this problem? Otherwise, we'll move to the next one. It was a very basic problem. Okay, so next one is input and okay. So let's take a similarly for the Celsius. If this is not a multiple, yes, definitely, then you should take float or double. So like this is the same problem here. It is given that temperature C and like it is guaranteed that C is a multiple of 5. So it's very same. Like I'm just copying the code and showing it to you guys. There's no you have to just use the formula. So yeah, I'll take that one. Don't worry. So it will be C into 9 divided by 5. And in this entire thing, you are going to add 32. You have to print F. Okay. You are saying angled triangle, no? Let's do this problem. So you are given three sides of a triangle and you need to find out whether it is an acute angle, right angle or obtuse angle. So you need to output 1 for acute, 2 for right angle, 3 for obtuse angle. You can assume that the input values always form a triangle and are valid integers. Okay. So a triangle is an acute angle if twice the square of the last. So see, now they have actually given us the information also. So what our aim is that we are given a triangle and you have to actually check that whether it is the acute, obtuse or right angle. So they're saying that a triangle is said to be an acute angle if twice the square of the largest side, whatever will be the largest side of all of them, if twice the square of the largest side is less than the sum of the square of other two sides. Sum of square of all the sides, if in that case it's an acute angle. For obtuse, if twice the square of its largest side is greater than the sum of square of all the sides. And a triangle is a right angle if twice the square of the largest side is equal to the sum of square of all the sides. So see, this is like sides given to us. So what they're doing is they have actually in this the maximum side is 5, largest side is 5, having unit length 5. So we have calculated twice into 5 into 5, like square of largest side, which is 25. Twice of square of largest side will be 2 into 5, which is nothing but 50. And then you will try to calculate the sum of the sides, sum of the square of all the sides, which is 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square, which is nothing but 50 only. Since both of them are equal, it's a right angle triangle. So it's pretty mathematics. Is there any confusion to any one of you in understanding the problem? We can directly jump to the coding part. Guys, any problem? Let me just write the code and then like wherever you will actually face any problem, let me know. Scanner SC. Please just ignore my voice, like I'm having a very bad throat today. Um, okay, so now we'll take the input. So int a equals to sc dot next in. Similarly, let me do it for which topic. Now my first task will be to find which is like now actually we'll break down this problem into two parts, for three parts basically. First of all, we'll try to find if a is given to me, b is given to me and c is given to me. I have to find which is the maximum largest side out of all three of them. So first task will be first task is to find the largest side. Second task will be to actually find the sum of square of the largest side into 2. Third will be to find the sum of square of all the sides. And then fourth will be to check what is the relation between 2 and 3. Okay. So I'll calculate int, let's say int, yeah, thanks for pointing it out. and let's say max side. So what I'll do is I have to calculate the maximum. So if A is greater than B and A is greater than C, in that case, max side will be equal to A. Otherwise, else, if B is greater than A and B is also greater than C, in that case, your max side. Okay, let me do it full screen. Visible है ना सबको? Is it visible? Alright. Otherwise, else, max side will be C. Now, in sum 1, or we could say sum of max side square of max. Okay, like I'm calling it sum, so it will be 2 into max side into max side. Is this part clear to all of you? Then sum of square of. I'm intentionally naming these variables very big, ma'am, without initializing. Yes, it will work. Otherwise, you can just maybe initialize it with 0. It will work. Because like see, before using maxside in my code, I'm actually initializing it. This part of code is for initializing only. So this part is meant for initializing this or actually declaration of maxside only. So I'm calling it sum2. This is actually nothing but it is A into A plus B into B plus C into C. Now, your task 1 is done to find the max side. Your task 2 is done to calculate the sum of max side. Your task 3 is done to calculate the sum of square of all the numbers. Now, your last task will be, what is the relation between both of them? If for the simplicity, can I call it sum 1? I'm writing it in the comments. What does it mean? It means sum of square of, it is actually twice of square of max largest side. Okay. And this is nothing but sum of square of all the sides. This part means finding max side. Okay, so now we'll check the if someone. Okay, so now just read the problem. What it is saying, if someone is equal to sum2, in that case that would be one case. Otherwise, else, if someone is greater than sum2, sorry guys, yeah, else if someone is less than 2, that will be the third scenario. So now you have to just do the printing part. System.out dot print. You will print actually what? Okay, let me just check what are they asking us to print. 1 for acute, 2 for right angle, and 3 for obtuse. So if they are equal, it means it's a right angled triangle. So we'll print 2. If it is twice 1 is greater, exactly greater, so it's obtuse. So if someone is greater, so we'll actually print 3. Otherwise, we'll print 1. Let's try submitting the code. I guess it should work. It is not working. Let me check. What is the problem? Okay. So sorry guys, my bad. Actually, I have a habit of coding in C++ and there this works. Alright. Actually, there was a problem. I was using a wrong AND operator. So you have to actually put two ampersands for this. So this code is working. Do you have any confusion in this code, guys? Anyone? Guys, yes or no? Any confusion? Are you there? All right. So I guess that's it for today. From tomorrow, your like whosoever was teaching you, like he'll be back, he or she will be back. So that's all from my side. I hope I was able to clear your doubts. Any other doubt, guys? Like any question? Otherwise, we can end the session. All right. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining the session. Yeah, thank you, Sanket. All right, guys. Bye bye. Good night.